Hey guys, Brad Danger here, and Chevy. Yes, Chevy just won cars, and I don't mean that they dropped some random decent model that people are going to forget about in 6 months. I mean that they might have just positioned themselves to absolutely dominate the part of the market that actually matters to enthusiasts if they don't actually screw this up. Because what's happening right now isn't just, oh cool, the Camaro might be coming back. It is way bigger than that. This is one of those rare moments where a company has the chance to fix everything that they got wrong and double down on everything that they accidentally got right. Because let's just say the last Camaro was insanely good, like way better than people gave it credit for. The problem, it wasn't the performance. The problem wasn't the engineering. The problem wasn't even the value. The problem was everything around it. And that's what makes this so interesting. So, like, subscribe, because we want to hit 2 million subscribers by the end of the year, and let's go. Okay, Chevy, please, please, please listen to us this time, because if they take what they already had, a ridiculously good car, and fix the handful of things that held it back, this could be a complete knockout. And I'm not saying that lightly. I mean, I would actually buy one, no hesitation, because under the surface, the last Camaro was basically a cheat code. The chassis was unreal. It handled better than it had any right to. It was lighter than people expected. It was sharper than its competitors. It was one of those cars where you drive it and go, wait, why is this thing so good? It didn't make any sense. It was punching way above its weight. And yet, it still didn't sell like it should have. And that right there tells you everything that you need to know. Because when a car is that good and still struggles, it means the issue isn't the driving experience. It means something else is turning people away before they even get to that point. And if you've ever been inside one, you already know exactly what I'm about to say. You couldn't see out of the thing, like at all. It felt like you were sitting in a bunker. Tiny windows, high belt line, massive, and I mean massive blind spots. It didn't matter how good the car was once you were moving, because the second you sat in it, you felt boxed in. And stop what you're doing, because I have one quick question. Yeah, would you rather take the Supra or the GT350? Your choice, twin turbo power or that 8,000 RPM V8 plus cash. It takes 2 seconds to hit the pinned comment and lock in 100 free entries right now. Good skill. For a lot of people, that was a deal breaker. Not because they're soft, not because they don't really care about performance, but because they were actually going to live with the car. Yeah, daily it, park it, drive it in traffic, and when visibility becomes something that you have to constantly think about, people just say, yeah, I'm good. And that's the wild part. Constantly think about it, people just say, go, yeah, I'm good. And that's the wild part. Chevy built one of the best driving cars in its class, and then handicapped it with something so basic, so fixable. And that's why this next version has so much potential, because imagine that same chassis, that same driving feel, but with actual usable visibility, bigger windows, better sight lines, a cabin that doesn't feel like you're peeking out of a mailbox. You do that alone, and suddenly you've removed one of the biggest barriers to entry. But that's not the only thing, because the other issue was positioning. Chevy never really told people why the Camaro mattered. They kind of just let it exist. No real push, no real story. Meanwhile, Mustang's out there constantly evolving, constantly marketed, constantly in your face. Challenger leaned all the way into being big, loud, and ridiculous. And Camaro, yes, Camaro, it was just quietly being the best driver's car of the three, while nobody outside of enthusiasts really noticed. That cannot happen again. So Chevy, if you need a marketing guy, I'm your guy, even though I love Porsches. But because if Chevy brings this thing back, it has to feel like an event. It has to feel like something you pay attention to, not just another car sitting in the lineup full of trucks and SUVs. And speaking of that, well, this is where things get really interesting from my research, because this new Camaro is likely going to share a platform with Cadillac performance cars. That is a very good thing. That platform is already proven. It already delivers insane driving dynamics. So Chevy isn't starting from scratch here. They're building on something that already works. That means the foundation is solid, which opens the door for them to do something really smart or something really stupid. Because now the question becomes, what do they actually build on top of that? Do they double down on what made the last Camaro so great? Lightweight, driver-focused, manual, raw, aggressive? Or do they try to broaden it a little bit? Make it bigger, softer, more mainstream? Maybe even go 4 doors, because, well, yeah, that's part of the conversation too. And look, guys, I get it. 4 doors sell. They always do. You open up the market. You make it more practical. You've got more buyers. That's exactly what Dodge did with the Charger, and it worked. But here's the thing. that only works if you don't lose the identity in the process, because the Camaro is not supposed to be a compromised car. It's not supposed to be a practical option. It is supposed to be the one that you buy because you want something that feels different, something that feels aggressive, something that feels like it has a point. And the second you watered that down way too much, you risk turning it into something forgettable. Now, could they pull off both? Could they do a 2-door and a 4-door? Well, what do you think down in the comments below? Because I think maybe, but if they do it right, that could actually be a huge win. You get the purists in the coupe, you get the broader market in the sedan, but again, it all comes down to the execution. Because none of that matters if they mess up the fundamentals. And one of those fundamentals is the engine. This engine needs a V8 option. I don't care what else they do. I don't care if there's a turbo 4. I don't care if there's a V6. I don't care if there's some hybrid setup down the line. That is all fine. But if there is not a proper V8, well, this thing loses a huge part of what makes it so special. And the good news is there's a real chance they keep it. I mean, GM is still investing in V8s. They're not walking away from that yet. And if they put a modern version of that into this car, now we're talking, because now you've got a car that actually feels like it belongs in that muscle car lineage while still driving like something much more refined underneath. And then there is the transmission. Keep the manual, save the manuals, not as an afterthought, not as some token option that nobody talks about. Make it the highlight, because the last car, the manual was one of the best parts about the car. It just felt so right. It added to the experience, and there is still a group of buyers who care deeply about that. You give them a reason to show up. Well, they will. Then there is the interior, and this is where Chevy has to be very careful, because people will complain no matter what. If it's too simple, they're going to say it feels cheap. If it's too fancy, they're going to say it lost its edge. So the move here, it's balance. Make it better than before, make it feel intentional, but don't overdo it. This is not supposed to be or feel like a luxury car. It's supposed to feel like a driver's car that you can live with. Honestly, that's the theme for this entire thing. Balance. Fix the obvious problems. Keep the soul. Don't overthink it, because if they do all that, this is going to be a home run. If they fix the visibility, if they keep the performance, if they keep the V8, if they keep the manual, if they position it correctly, this is the car, not one of the cars, the car. Because look around right now. The segment is weird. Everything is getting expensive. Everything, it's getting heavier. A lot of the cars are losing personality. And if Chevy comes in with something that actually feels raw, engaging, usable, and still relatively attainable, people are going to notice. And yeah, I know how this goes. People will say it's going to be overpriced. And maybe some of that happens. It probably will to some extent. But the opportunity here is super real, because the last Camaro proved something. It proved that Chevy knows how to build an incredible driver's car. Now they just need to build one people actually want to live with. And if they do, if they actually listen this time, Chevy doesn't just bring back the Camaro. They take over the entire conversation, and yeah, I'd buy one. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Would you buy a new generation Camaro if they fixed everything that the old one was lacking? Also, remember to go to winthisIdealcar.com to get entered to win your dream car. One's a Shelby GT350 manual, like a Camaro, or a Mark V Supra plus bonus cash. Yes, plus, if you click that link right now, I'm going to give you 2,000 extra entries with any purchase on the site. I'm Brad Danger. This is Ideal. Check out some of this stuff over here. Like, subscribe, and promise me one thing. Keep living the ideal lifestyle. Camaro, 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 baby.